am basically good at some things, but I super suck at social media and anything having to do with graphics. And I get total anxiety when I even think about it. And as part of my job, I know that I need to do social media and be decent at graphics. And I know you're great at it. So I was hoping that today you could help me figure out how to manage myself around social media and graphics. I brought along Rivers, my 16-year-old, because she is hopefully gonna take this on and work for me and make a good little side income, because I don't always want to be doing this, but I want to know enough about it that if I find a great quote, I know how to write it down. And especially with our new life book coming out, I think there are so many great one-liners or things like that. And I think if we can make them our own, there is a real value in being yourself on social media. I think being genuine and being you is awesome, because grabbing somebody else's post and reposting it doesn't usually mean a lot to people. It means a lot more if you're being authentic and it's coming from maybe something you read or something you heard. And then you can tell a little story about it and make something pretty and post it, and then it's yours. So, so before we hopped on today, you told me your two favorite are Word Swag, and what's the other one?
Typorama, Typorama.
Okay. Those are
just the two that I use the most. There are several out there, but some of them leave their little watermark on your graphic.
Okay.
Which I don't like. I mean, it's fine, but I don't like it. So those two don't.
Usually pay like $2 to get it off.
Oh, okay. And what about your own watermark? Are you going to tell us how to do that?
So both of those, you can do your own watermark. Yeah.
Cool. Is there one where you can import and like if you already have a watermark that you could import it? Do you know that?
Logo? Yes, there is. But I've run into issues with it on my, I haven't checked it lately. You have to have a PNG file, which means your background is transparent. Okay. So if you have a way to do that, if you have a way to make your logo with a PNG into a PNG, that's what you need to have your logo be a watermark. And then there's a couple apps, and I'm on my iPad right now because they're on my phone too.
Okay.
Last time I tried them on my phone, they didn't work they weren't transparent background for some reason, but on my iPad they are. So I just always use my iPad to do that part of it. But they're just called watermark photo, and then watermark video. And they look like that. Let's see if I can do the little icon. They look like that.
Oh, yep. Canva, is that what I see?
That's a good one.
That's it.
Canva, yeah, I don't use that one very much, but you have to have like an account with them, and I shy away from places I have to have accounts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's a ton in my photography file on my phone. I have like 6 pages. Like there's a ton of fun stuff out there.
So Katie, you have you read something, because I know you do a lot of personal development, and you and I were just discussing the other day, you were reading a book called tell me what it's called again.
100 Days of Brave.
The 100 Days of Brave.
Yeah.
Let's say you're reading in that book and you run across something that you're like, that's great. What would you do? I want to share that with my, on social media. What would you do next?
Okay. Well, for example, I'll use a different example because I did it this morning. I did use that one, but basically it depends on how much time I have. If I'm in a hurry, I will literally take a picture of something or screenshot something and then add it to an album on my phone.
Okay.
And then I can always refer to that album with things that I need to work on. At night, I do it on my devices right before bed, but it's not to go over social media. That's when I start doing my posts.
Okay.
And I will take time to maybe make a couple of posts. And then you can, I don't know if this is something people want to know too, but you can pre-make your post in Instagram and save it in Instagram. So then the next day, all you have to do is go in and post it. And it's already done.
I did not know that.
So, okay. So I'll show you how to do that too. It's really easy. So that's what I do at night. And I have, so on my Instagram, I have like 20 something posts saved that I can just grab when I want to. And so that's what I do when I'm like waiting and all I have is my phone.
Yeah.
I'll just start making posts.
I love it.
So I have right here, I have, if you click that, I'll show you in just a minute, but I have all of these are saved, ready to go.
Oh my gosh.
On my Instagram.
Crazy.
Yeah. So that's why I can post really quickly. And I don't have to take time during the day.
Okay.
So at night is when when I'm unwinding and kind of have thoughts in my head. And I mean, I find it relaxing to create things. Other people, it might give them anxiety, so that might not be a good idea. But I find it really relaxing. So I'll just kind of make some posts and plug them into my Instagram, and then I am done. So I use Typorama a lot. I use WordSwag. But so this morning I was reading in Habits of Health, and I'm on, I think it's chapter 14, where they're talking about movement. And so I thought of a post, and I went in and I made a graphic that has these little statistics on it of, is that blurry or anyway?
Yep.
So I made this post and it has just the statistics of like people who exercise and stuff like that.
Yep. 66 us get regular exercise.
Yeah. And it just took me a second. I just wrote it out, chose a color, and then wrote something on my Instagram. It's saved in my Instagram. It took me less than 5 minutes.
And then I noticed you have your Katie's Fit files at the bottom.
Yeah. So you can do that in the same app.
Do you just do that in a different font?
Yeah, I just did it in a different. I don't have a logo for my health account yet because we're still working on a name for that. Okay. So you can just choose any font in there and write your little Instagram handle on there.
Okay. I like
it's
that.
Really easy. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's kind of my methodology. When I think of something and I don't have time, I'll either screenshot it or take a picture, put it into that album. Then when I have some downtime, like if I'm in a waiting line or at night in bed, then I can work on those little posts.
Okay. When you say you put it in an album, you're probably different than me in like someone that screenshots 1,000 things a day and they all go in the same place.
Yeah. They just go on your all photos until you move that. And I have an iPhone. I don't know about Android phones. This is all iPhone stuff. I'm sure it's the same across the board, but you can, down at the bottom, there's a little thing that says albums right here. And if you click that, it will show you what albums you have. And then you can click the little plus that's at the top, and you can create a new album.
I've never done that.
And you can name it, like I have one that says family pictures, one that says Optavia, one that says motivation. That's where all my quotes go after I use them so I can access them again. Anyway, you can just, and I do each month as an album too. But anyway, so you could name one like new posts or something, and just at the end of each day, go through your pictures you've taken that day and send them over to that album. Okay. And then when you have downtime, you can go into that album and actually make it into a post or whatever.
Okay. Awesome.
I will give you a couple of rules. So as a designer and an artist, you always I get inspired and I get ideas from other people, but I always try to make it my own. I think it's totally fine. And I use other people's stuff all the time. And we're going to talk about this a little bit on the high five on Wednesday, but as long as you leave the person, if you're if you screenshot their thing and use it in your feed, just make sure you leave their watermark on there. Don't go in and manipulate it and take it off, or don't cut it off. because somebody else designed that, even though it's just probably in a stupid app, like that came from somebody's brain. So somebody else designed it. You need to let them have their credit for it. So, and then you don't need to ask somebody, oh, can I use your graphic? Just use it, but just make sure to leave their little watermark on there. And if you know, I'm probably not 100% with this, but if you know that the quote has a source, put the source on your quote. Okay. Like give credit to the person who said the quote. So like Rachel Hollis has a bunch of quotes that she didn't say.
Right.
She got them from other people. But so if you don't know who said the quote, or if it's said by tons of different people, it doesn't really matter. But if you know absolutely that this is a Shakespeare quote, put him on there. So that's just my 2 bits from the design community.
I love that. I'm glad you taught me that, because if you're not a designer, you don't really think about it.
Yeah.
So it's good to know. And I mean, it's obvious, like if we're taking something from the Habits of Health, we need to quote Dr. A.
Right. So on that post that I did with the statistics, and then in my comment section, I quote the book and I absolutely credit the source where I got that. So I always try to give credit. There's been a couple times where I haven't been able to find it, so I just post it anyway. But you can literally Google anything and you can just start writing out the quote and it will come up and tell you who said it. So, and if you see something of somebody's, like a quote that somebody posted and you really like it, but maybe you don't like how they did it, totally redo it how you want to do it. And then you can put your own name on there, your own watermark on there, as long as you're quoting, if somebody said it. So yeah.
Cool.
We all get inspired by each other. It's not copying to take somebody's idea and make it into your own. That's how artists work. By inspiration. Okay, so you're ready to do a quote. Okay, you've screenshot your thing. You found a quote in something that you're reading. So you open up your app. Let's do Typorama.
Okay.
And it's going to come up with this. So in my, we're going to talk about this on the other Zoom as well, but I have kind of integrated into my feed, my brand. I use certain colors over and over again. I usually do a solid color background, but you don't have to. You can do, so up here it says my photos. So you can click that and it will bring up all your photos.
Okay.
It says browse albums. You can touch that and get a picture you took that day, something really cool. You can, get a picture of your kids or whatever. So you can use your pictures as the background.
Okay.
And then you can also touch that stock images thing. Mm-hmm. So stock images are free pictures, basically. You don't have to quote the source or the photographer. So if you go to people like Pixabay or Unsplash.com, they're free photos.
Unsplash?
So Unsplash. Unsplash. And
Pixabay?
Well, that's the one that they use, Pixabay.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it's a website. So the deal with stock photo, like if you Google a picture and use the picture, you're stealing somebody's photograph, and photographs are art. Right. So you're stealing somebody's art. When you use stock photos, they're basically free. You don't have to source them. You don't have to say who took the picture. They're free. Okay. So any of these pictures you can use, do your quote and put your watermark on there, and it's totally fine.
Oh, searching stuff. Like if you go to the search and
so if you go to the search bar and like you wanna do a quote on vegetables, you type in, if I can spell, you type in vegetables. Oh my gosh, what's my problem? And hit the search button, and it will bring up all kinds of pictures.
I've already learned a ton. I know more than I have ever known in my 40 years. And in Word
Swag, it's basically the same as this, It's just in a different, format. But so I'll just do this one tonight and you guys can go in and play with it. But yeah, go in and play with these apps. They're so fun. But anyway, you just choose a picture. So if you want to do pictures under your quotes and that's part of your brand, go for it. There's tons of cool pictures.
I hope everybody's smarter than me, but I'm excited right now.
Good. I'm glad. It's super fun. And then the more you practice, the more you, create, the funner it gets. Some people just really don't like it and that's fine. But the more you do it, obviously, the more skilled you're going to become. And then when you're standing in line, you can hurry and actually make a post instead of like screenshotting something and putting it in your album. So that's what I do. I hurry and whip these up. They're really easy. So, okay. So you choose your background.
All these Instagram post, Instagram story. Okay. I chose a background.
Okay. So click on it.
Okay.
And it will bring it up. Okay. So I'm just going to do a solid color.
Okay.
All right. So next it lets you choose a format. I always just leave it square.
Okay.
So I don't really touch anything. I just leave it original size. And then you hit next at the top.
Okay.
It's going to take you to where you can put your fonts on there. So it basically tells you what to do. Double tap to edit text. So you double tap the text box.
Okay.
And then you can write your text. Okay.
Okay.
So if you have something, this has really fun fonts that will do like different fonts, but if you have something specific that you want to do like separate, so you pick one font for something and then you want to do something over it or something, that's what that little plus is for. You can do a totally different text in a different style.
So like, I guess you could use that if you wanted to do the main thing and then you wanted to write Katie's Fit Files, you might choose a separate thing. No.
That's different. We have that's watermark. Yeah. So I have an example.
Okay.
Let me show you. So this one that I did. I wanted garbage can to be kind of scratchy and grubby.
Oh, okay.
And then temple to be nice. So I used I added the temple in after.
Okay. Gotcha.
So I wrote my garbage can out, chose my, style for that. And then I hit the plus button and I did my temple one.
So you make them separate. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So there's my text. Okay.
Okay.
And then, so it's going to highlight what style you're on right here. See how it says styles down here? Okay. So it's highlighting that one. So you can, if you keep hitting that one, let's see. If you keep hitting that one, it's just going to change within that style. Okay. And then if you don't like that style, you go to the next one. You go to the next one until you choose one. And there's a ton of them.
I did not know.
There's a ton of them. So then, okay, so you pick one. And then you can manipulate it. So you can move it around. You can make it bigger, smaller. You can move it around. Okay.
Hold on, I'm about there. Oh, this is really cool. Okay, so I can just sit there and hit this thing.
You're in doctor.
Yeah, and you can go down a big rabbit hole with this.
Right?
So if you hit something, it's going to just do it randomly. And if you're like, oh crap, I liked that one, then go back to where it says history right here.
Oh my gosh.
And it will bring you up the ones you recently did. So if you like one that you did and it's not pulling it up again, then you can go back and search it.
This one? Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Okay. So then you can even go down more rabbit holes, but there's you can choose the different color. You can choose the color of the font.
Oh.
You can choose if there's a shadow on it. You can choose a gradient. You can erase part of your thing. And then you can do a 3D rotate, which I don't really know how that works, but anyway. I think you have to have a shadow with it.
Okay.
Anyway, you can just keep it simple for now and just do. Now, what did I do to this? Oh, there we go. You can just keep it simple for now. I keep mine pretty simple.
Okay.
I don't get too crazy with them. Okay. So then you go to, so this middle button down here, so this is the text. This middle button is your background. So if you decide you don't like that color or you don't like that picture or the writing is not fitting with the picture or whatever, just hit that middle button and it will let you re-choose a background right there.
Okay, what's the middle? Show me where she's had it.
Right here.
Okay, oh, text.
So right here is the background.
Okay, yep.
It will let you re-choose a background if you don't like what you chose.
How do I go back to?
And then if you want to go back to text, you just hit the text. Here's the background.
Yeah, these are like these are the different places.
Oh, there we go. We
This
found
is like
yeah, search stock images, choose a different color.
Yeah, so if you don't like your background, if the picture's not working for you, you can choose a different picture. If you don't like the color. Okay. So then this last one, this little stamp is your watermark.
Ooh.
This one right here.
Watermark.
Yeah. So you are going to hit add a new watermark.
Oh.
And then it will let you select a brand logo. I haven't tried it with this one, but I'm pretty sure it probably has to be a PNG. You can try it actually.
Okay.
What are you trying to do?
I would guess it would have to be a PNG file.
And is there a way to create your watermark on here, or do you need to already have one?
No, so if you want your logo on there, you have to have a created logo with PNG background. If you just want to do your name.
Your name.
Yeah, if you want to do your name, then when you hit add new watermark, you just say, I don't have a logo. I'd like to design one.
Oh.
And you hit that.
Okay.
And then you just write out what you want on there. So I would write at Katie's Fit Files.
Mm-hmm. Go back to the watermark place so we're on the right.
I'm trying to find it.
Right here. Watermark. Oh.
And you hit done, and then you hit color, you hit font.
Are you on Typorama Pro? Do you know?
Yeah, it's the one I use most of the time.
Okay, because this is saying upgrade now for $6. Is that like a one-time fee?
Yeah, that's one time.
Oh.
Oh, I will pay $6.
Yeah, I'm positive I paid $6, but it's so worth it.
Yeah, we are paying $6.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's worth it. I use this one all the time.
I can already see how awesome this is. Like this,
Yeah.
Everything I ever wanted to know and more.
Well, now it kind of gives, it's like a magician giving away his secrets. Now you know it's not very cool.
No. Cool.
You don't have to be very smart to do it.
I so appreciate like every little tip you're giving us right now, Katie.
Good. I'm glad.
How to do any of this. So this is super, super, super helpful for me. I'm always like, I really want something pink on my Instagram next. How would I, you know what I'm saying? Like when you silly.
This is how you do it. So did you do your thing?
Okay, I just said I don't have one. I want to design one. Okay.
Okay.
Now.
And you upgraded.
Yep, I upgraded. Okay, done.
Okay, so then you can choose, it's going to show up on your little background, and you can choose down at the bottom, you can choose color, you can choose font, you can put in different watermarks.
I just have that right now. I like that one. This one?
I don't like it.
Oh, I'm loving this. Okay, we're just playing with watermarks right now.
Yeah. You can choose the color to match your text, and
I like that one. Yeah, I like that one. Maybe leave that one for now. Okay, this is awesome.
Okay. So yeah, that's basically it. So then you can manipulate your watermark by pulling on that little arrow down there.
Oh, okay,
And
hold
it
on.
will make it bigger.
Oh.
It will make it smaller. You can move that around and position it where you want. And then you can hit the, hold on. If you hit color,
Use this.
Okay.
if you push the little color button down there, and then you can play with the opacity, or opacity. So I sometimes will do my opacity at like that, so that it's not like blaring,
Right.
but it's still there.
Yep. Love it. And then if I want to go back, like let's say I'm on watermark and I'm like, okay, that's cool, I got it all done, but now I hate the thing I just did. To go back, I just go to the bottom of the screen.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, you can just hit, until you hit OK share at the top,
Okay.
you can totally manipulate it. And even after you hit that, like say I was like, OK, share, and I saved my image or whatever, or you can do it directly to Instagram or Facebook. And then I'm like, oh crap, I forgot something. Then it still keeps your latest project up until you close it out. And so you can go in and manipulate it again.
I would have never thought to tap on these and have them change like this. This is really, really cool. Okay. Okay, I found a thing, putting it in.
And on the colors, with the fonts on your text and your watermark, if you hit this little rainbow over here, it will let you choose whatever color you want.
Okay.
If there's not one that you like.
Okay. This is totally awesome. Okay, so now I'm gonna go back to text.
Don't make it black.
Yeah, I'm just playing around. Okay, I've got it.
That's it. So then I just hit OK share and I save them to my camera roll unless you're ready to like shoot it to Instagram right then.
Okay, so save.
I just hit the little save button.
And then it's gonna save to my camera roll. Because
if you're just wanting to whip out a bunch of graphics and then deal with them later,
yeah,
you don't want to send them straight to Instagram. So
and then
I just save mine and then
you'd go into your camera roll and put them in your album of like future social media posts.
Yeah.
Okay. And then if I hit OK share and I'm ready to share, I could just choose whatever social media. It's going to give me all the options. I can share directly from this app.
Yep. Okay. So do you want me to show you how to save a post in Instagram?
Yes. That's the last thing we need to know. Yes.
Okay. Was there anything else with so the word swag is basically the same. You can do the watermarks. You can do the different styles. You can do colors. You can do all of that stuff on there. And even word swag has, they have quotes in there, like you literally can go in and it has cool music too. It has like quote suggestions.
Wow.
So I'll just show you one little thing. You don't have to go in there too, but I'll show you one little thing.
Okay.
I'm not doing that. Okay, so if I go in and do my text, I double tap to do my text. It has like all of these things on the side. This is in Word Swag.
Okay, you were into. Okay,
I'm doing my text in Word Swag, and it has all these things down the side. It literally will like, if you keep tapping on it, it will give you quote suggestions.
Oh my gosh, do you see this?
So if you're like stuck, go in and ask for help. Just find one. The thing that I don't like about that is that they don't source their quotes.
Okay.
And a lot of people don't care, but I do.
Okay.
So anyway,
I was a little bit back. Walk me through that. I was trying to save my thing.
Okay.
So
So,
open up Word Swag.
okay. So you open up Word Swag.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna open it up again so I know what you're looking at.
Okay.
Okay. So you can hit free photos.
Okay.
And it's gonna let you search again. So same thing on Type Roam. It'll let you search for any photo you want up at the top.
Okay.
Or you can scroll down and find something really quick.
Okay.
And then it has its colors down at the bottom.
Okay. Do you see
Okay.
that?
So then you can just pick something.
And then
It's the same as Type Roam. You just pick the size you want. You hit next. And then you double tap to. So it's basically got the same functions. They're just in different places. But the text is different. So you can get an actual quote from them. So like if you hit be mindful, and you can just hit that, keep hitting it, and it will do.
I had no idea you could hit that.
Different quotes.
Okay.
Kind of cool.
Yeah, that is kind of cool.
It's fun to play around with.
I've only clicked on the customs, so I never even noticed those. That's so silly that I never did. Okay.
Yeah, so that's kind of the same. So those are the two I use most.
Okay.
Like PicMonkey, you can go in and there's so many that you can go in and put text on.
Mm-hmm.
But and I'm sure there's lots of others that you can do those exact things on. Those are just the ones I use, and I'm just the kind of person that if they find something at a restaurant and they like it, they just keep ordering that same one.
Right.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So I just always use those.
Love it. Hey, I can't see that I could outgrow this, so this is great.
Okay. So if you want to save it in Instagram, then you just go in like you're doing a post, you hit plus, and then you find your image.
Okay. Instagram. Okay. Plus, gotcha.
Okay, so then it's just pretend like you're doing a post. So you hit next, you choose your filter, all that kind of stuff. You hit next.
Okay.
So you write your caption. So it won't let you save something without you having either manipulated the picture or the text. So even if you don't know what you're going to say, but you know you want to use that picture the next day, just write like an A or something. Just put something in there because it won't let you save it unless there's something manipulated.
In the caption.
Yeah, just in the caption part. So I just wrote a little A right there.
Okay. Put an A in.
Yeah. Now, if you know what you want to say, go ahead and write it out. Like it would save you a ton of time if you already knew what you were going to say. So if you know what you're going to say, write it out. If you don't, then put something in there. And then
what I want to say about this yet. Okay, done.
Okay, so then you push OK.
Okay.
And then before you push share up at the top, you're going to hit that little arrow on the other side.
The back arrow? Okay, back arrow.
And then back arrow again, and then this will come up. And it'll ask you if you want to save draft or delete, and you want to save the draft.
I knew that button was there.
I knew that button was there, but I didn't know what it was.
Okay, so now when you go in, so hit cancel and go out. Okay. Now when you go in and you want to add a picture, so hit the little plus again down there. Your little post is there.
Drafts. So I could write that whole thing out. I could put hashtags on it. I could do the whole 9 yards, and then I go back, save draft.
Yep.
Who knew?
I did.
You? That is why we are on Zoom right now. Katie, one more question for you. Have you ever done or used an app that schedules your social media posts? Have you heard of it?
I haven't, and it's just because I'm an old dog and just haven't put, and you guys, I still was paying bills with checks up until like a couple years ago. So
feel better right now.
This is my thing. I have a control issue. So if I want to go in and change something about my post,
yeah,
I don't want it to be already scheduled. And I think there's some that you can go in and change them and it's fine. There are lots of them that I know, and people use them all the time. People who are really like out there on social media and have thousands and tens of thousands of followers. But I like to have complete control over when I post and exactly what it says and all that stuff. So yeah, I'm probably not the one to ask about that.
So to me, this is a great option because I can go through, or I can have my assistant go through, create a lot of content, save them all as drafts. And when I want to post, I can literally just go into my drafts and they're there, ready to go. I can grab it and post it. That's really cool. Okay.
So sometimes it comes up like this. And so you have to kind of pull it down and it will say manage right there.
Oh.
And all you have to do is click manage and they will all come up.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So sometimes you have to click this manage. See that manage right there?
Yeah.
So I have 27 posts saved on my Instagram. And sometimes they're just like graphics. I don't know what to say yet, but I like the graphic. And so I just save it on there, and sometimes I use them. Sometimes I end up deleting them after. So
cool.
But it's a time saver for sure if you know something's coming up, or if you're going on a trip and you don't want to spend time making posts while you're on a trip.
Right.
Then you can just have content all ready to go. And so like Rivers can spend an hour one day after school just making posts.
Right.
And the next day she can do something else. And
right.
Yeah.
That is so fabulous. And you could do this for before and after pictures.
Before and afters, I have like 3 saved on there. Yeah.
Yep. That is awesome. We'll make sure we put the right disclaimers on there. I like Monkey for disclaimers. That's the one I've always used.
Yeah. That one's good. It's super easy.
Okay. Cool.
And then I'm trying to think if there was anything else, because we're going to go over a lot of stuff next week on the High Five Halloween Zoom.
Yes. Okay. So the stuff we didn't cover today, we'll cover then. And this has been extremely helpful. This is exactly what I needed to know. So thank you, Katie.
It's so fun, and I can't wait to see your creations.
You might see some stuff out of me. I don't know. Like, it could happen. You could teach an old dog new tricks. All right.
You know, we can learn new tricks. And I was saying before, it's just, you know, when you want to learn something, you make it a priority and learn it. And when you don't want to learn how to schedule your posts, then you don't.
That's right. Hey, I might have my assistant figure out how to schedule posts for me, if that's something I want to do. And I might hop on the Halloween High Five and share it. We'll see what happens. You never know.
Yes, you could teach us about this. The thing with I played the social media game a lot on my designs account, and it wore me down. It literally wore me down. So I don't really play with algorithms anymore. I go on strict, like, please bless that somebody who needs to see this post will see it. You know what I mean?
Because I actually talked to a girl the other day who ran 3 social media accounts for 3 different plastic surgeons. And she was telling me I have to like this amount of things. They have this many followers, but they can't have too many followers unless enough people are following them. Or if I like them, it takes and she literally started explaining it to me, and I started wanting to quit my job. But I thought, wait, I just help people get healthy. And
and that's the thing. So you don't necessarily want a lot of followers. The people that, like, I only have like 900 followers, but that's still a lot to me, considering that I don't have 900 clients. Like, a lot of these people are like sports fitness people, or, you know, they just see your content and start following you, and they're never going to be a customer or client or whatever. And that's what I found on my designs account was most of the people, I played the game, I got a ton of followers. They weren't people who were going to buy anything from me.
Right.
they were people who wanted to do what I was doing.
Right.
And so they were keeping up on what I was doing and using, you know, techniques, which was great. I was sharing stuff like that, but I wanted customers, and no, they weren't buying. They weren't customers. They were people who wanted to do that. So
Good point.
Yeah. So you don't necessarily want followers. You want the followers who actually want help.
Right. You want people who find you and love your content and
to tell you later that they've been stalking you for a year on social media.
Exactly.
Yes.
So I think it is so important. And I think, again, I'm going to stress one more time, it's so important to be authentic in yourself and to show your voice on social media, because people,
it's fun.
They respond to you and they respond to original content. And that's why I wanted to get together with you today, because you're so good at creating original content. And I think one thing I love about you, Kate, is that you have like an aha moment and you just take a second and you document it. And I think that means something to your friends. And if someone takes your aha moment and they share it, that doesn't mean anything to their friends, right? So I think that's the cool thing is, for me, I want to feel like when I have a moment, I feel confident that I know how to share it and to share it beautifully like you have. Yeah. So that's what tonight is all about for me.
Well, and I have totally used other people's stuff, and I am grateful if people use my stuff and it helps somebody. Like, I'm totally good with that. But it is really fun to put your own voice out there.
It is. And I share too. I don't want to say don't ever share people's posts. Absolutely. Yeah. It's just that when something means something to me personally, and I write something personal with it and what it means to me, I find that I get more people relate more to that when I'm sharing my heart.
Absolutely.
So and I don't want anyone out there like me to have a moment where they feel like, hey, I'd really love to share that, but I just don't have the technical ability to know how to make that look nice, or I don't even know how to save a post to Instagram. So now I do.
Yeah.
Yay!
Well, yeah, hopefully I'm sure, like I said, I've seen a ton of people using this stuff out there. So I know I'm not the only one, but hopefully this will help somebody who doesn't know what they're doing, and at least it helped you in reverse.
Help me. Absolutely. Thank you, Kate. Appreciate you.
It was fun.
Okay, take care.
Good to see all your stuff. Okay.
Love you. See ya.
Yeah.
Bye.